I'm on a solo mission this week. Ron is I don't know where he is actually. The Bengals got a stadium lease deal done. They're staying in Cincinnati, right where they belong. We're going to talk about what happened in my unfortunate beer bowl absence last week, and then we've got some Jamar Chase wanting all of the smoke. If somebody in the chat could tell me if my echo is better, I certainly hope it is. I've done a lot of work to try to fix it. If anybody in the chat could let me know, I'll roll the intro and we'll get into it.
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go.
All right, so the chat has confirmed there's no echo. You love to see that. So Ron is in Boston. That is right. I remembered. He told me that. I think he's actually at the Reds game tonight. Very minimal echo, no frame of reference. Last week it was rough, Tony. We had a rough start. First show in the new studio last week. Quickly put together show, and there was just a bad echo. We learned I had to get closer to the mic, so I've adjusted some things. I'm trying to be a professional about this, so hopefully we've got it fixed. Stranger420 says we are good. Ron is in Boston. I think he might be at the Reds game that is starting right now, actually, or it starts in about 10 minutes. So I think he might actually be there. My wife says I look good. Maybe some grown folk activities, probably not, but you never know. I am teachable, Tony. I'm trying to bring you guys the best terrible product I can possibly bring you. I thought we'd start off. I unfortunately I do not report back to you guys this week as a beer bowl champion. As you guys probably saw on the internet, my flight got canceled. We were at the airport, had a $17 quesadilla, drank a beer, trying to loosen up. I had to get to the airport early because I don't have the special ID that you need to get on an airplane now because I'm a big dumb stooge and I didn't update my ID. So I got there about 3 hours before my flight, and I got right through TSA. You know, my wife's like, you got to get there early. You don't have the right ID. They might pull you, question you, make sure you don't have a bomb. Obviously, I didn't. The lady was just like, yeah, you should probably get a new ID. Get your ass on. So we thought we're off to the races, right? We're flying from Dayton to Washington, catching a flight from Washington to Philly. So thankfully, they canceled the flight before we left Dayton. But it stunk quite a bit. So I get the email while we're eating dinner. Hey, your flight's delayed. I'm like, oh, it's all right. We're delayed by a few minutes. Big deal. And then the bad one comes through. Your flight is canceled. So my wife, love her to death, most supportive woman in the world, gets on her phone and is like, hey, there's another flight leaving out of Dayton in like a few minutes going from Dayton to Atlanta. Then it goes to Philly. So me and my boy Chad, we were going to go win this whole thing. No disrespect to the champions or the teams that I saw competing in the clips. We would have wiped the floor with all you guys. You dodged a bullet. So we sprint over to the Delta terminal. I'm talking just two big dudes hoofing it. And then I'm like, yo, can we get on this plane? And she was like, it just closed. I'm like, how long ago? She was like, you don't want me to tell you that. It's just torture. We thought about driving through the night, like 11 hours or so. This is like 7 p.m. The event's the next day at 9 a.m. We just wouldn't have been in the right shape to dominate the event like I know we're capable of. So we just unfortunately had to call it. I posted the video today of the shout out to me from Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey on their show. Somehow I missed that before last week, but that was pretty cool. And so I'm locked in on 2026. You know, I've spoken to some of the representation. They assured me that we'll get a chance to compete next year. Maybe we can plan better, make an earlier flight, give me more time to adjust if I have to, or somebody said it may be within driving distance. So that is the unfortunate reality of it. A lot of people are saying this. They canceled the flight because they were scared. I'm not saying this, but some people are. Jason Kelsey, guys got some influence. Did he say, holy shit, this absolute unit's coming here? He was competing this year. So did he say, holy shit, this absolute unit's on its way? Me and Bo Allen don't stand a chance. And did he make a call to American Airlines? I don't want to speculate. I'll leave that to you guys. But it's, yeah, Washington canceling flights to ruin an Eagles event sounds about right. It's tough. It's tough, but you got to do what you got to do. John Paps just left the chiropractor. Back as A+, Killy is B-, like my influencer status. John is a tough grader of my influencer status. I hate the word influencer. I really, really do. But he keeps me humble. He keeps me from getting too big of a head. So he keeps me grounded. I think I would have been bumped up to probably at least an A- had I competed and won the beer bowl. But John's got a tough grading scale, so I'm not going to try to speculate. I'll leave that to him. So it was unfortunate, but everything happens for a reason. Maybe if I would have got on that plane, it would have crashed and I would have died, and you guys wouldn't have had a show to watch on Tuesday because Ron's busy. But I do hope that if my death ever does happen, that there is a memorial show for me. But we don't have to talk about that too much. The Bengals have struck a deal with Hamilton County. I know we're a little bit late on this. We don't go live all that often. I am in a position where I can maybe do this more at the drop of a hat if things like this come out. But it seems to be a good deal for both sides. A lot of you guys probably know that in 1997, Mike Brown raked Hamilton County over the coals. It was bad. It was ugly. The old stadium deal was bad. But now they get a deal that is a little bit more friendly to the taxpayer. I just accidentally called my dad. Dad, if you're watching, I hit the wrong button. I did not mean to call you. I apologize. So I influence you to drink garage beer. You're stuck with the title. It shouldn't take too much to get you to drink garage beer. It's delicious. So the Bengals get a stadium deal, and it's actually more favorable for the Hamilton County taxpayers than the Charlotte stadium deal and the Baltimore stadium deal. The Bengals, I think, are on the hook for about $120 million. It's capped at how much the county will pay. So it seems like a better deal. They're here till at least 2036. I never really had any fear that they were going to leave, but there toward the end, I did start to think like, whoa, why isn't this done yet? But that didn't happen, thankfully. So the Bengals are here until at least 2036. Going to have some good improvements to Paycor Stadium. I hope they don't do too much of the sweet, get rid of regular seats type stuff. That I've seen that they may do, but I'm just glad to know that the Bengals will be here for at least the next 10 years and likely much longer. There's a little bit of detail about the stadium. Well, I was supposed to do something else there. There we go. The agreement supports a reasonable approach to modernize the 25-year-old stadium at a time where other communities are faced with multi-billion-dollar new stadium projects. The $470 million renovation project will maintain a best-in-class NFL stadium that attracts major concerts and events to Cincinnati. Shout out Taylor Swift and Luke Combs. The Bengals will invest $120 million into the renovation project, covering 75% of the new improvements to the stadium. The team in Hamilton County will continue to work collaboratively to secure meaningful funding from the state of Ohio to further the renovation efforts. And that shouldn't be too hard because they just gave notorious scumbag and truck driver scammer Jimmy Haslam $600 million from the unclaimed funds program, which actually kind of pisses me off because I think I have like $1,200 in there that I have to get on claiming. I need to get it before Jimmy Haslam gets his greasy old fucking paws on it. The stadium updates might be completed by 2036. Big might, though. I think that they have a pretty solid plan to start rolling them out pretty soon. I don't think they'll be there for this season, but I think that it's a 3 or 4 year plan that I saw somewhere that they would have it done. This shit's going to happen. Billionaires are going to fight to not have to spend their own money on shit. People don't like it. I don't like it. It's the reality of the world that we live in. It's the reality of the sport that we all watch. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I live in Warren County. I don't live in Hamilton County, so I don't give a fuck. I don't pay the taxes. I would, though. If I did live in Hamilton County, they're like, hey, we need to charge you $100 more a year in taxes so the Bengals can stick around and have a good stadium. I'll be like, take my money. I don't care. But, there's big fat stooges on the internet. Jay Williams Cincy is one of the worst fucking Cincinnati reporters to ever exist. He hates the Bengals. He wrote big pieces on why the Bengals should leave. And then the Bengals in the county get a deal done, and he hops on Twitter like, I told you they weren't going anywhere. It's like, well, because you knew. So you're saying, despite my best efforts to make them look like shit and tell the city that they would be better off with fucking apartments where the stadium is, I'm just going to say, I told you so. That guy stinks. I don't know what being part of the 1% means. I don't know if that's good or bad, so I will not comment further on that. Just like the rumored bridge for the last 20 years. I didn't know there was going to be a new bridge there. But this kind of raises a question to me a little bit. We're looking at the internet, right? The Bengals internet world is still catching up. The rest of the world is still catching up to the Bengals. The Trey Hendrickson situation's going on. Everybody's like, oh, they're so fucking cheap. They're arguing with the county about it. Oh, they're so fucking cheap. But let's really break down and look at this. And this is just something that the big talking heads that you see on ESPN don't seem to want to do like 5 minutes of research on. How cheap are the Bengals really? They're putting more money into their stadium than other teams now, not asking for more of it from the public. They gave Joe Burrow $260 million. They made Jamar Chase the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. They gave T. Higgins over $100 million. And now they're investing in their stadium with their own money. So I know that we want Trey Hendrickson signed. I do too. I still think the front office is fucking this up a little bit. But I do think that there should be a conscious effort from people that get on TV to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals to maybe dig in a little bit more than the 2.5 seconds they may research it, because a lot of people don't seem to know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't want to. I don't want to be like this champion for the team and people tell me, hey, you're on the Bengals payroll, blah, blah, blah. But let's just look at the facts here. These fucking people like Chris Canty hop on ESPN and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm not saying they need to get on TV and be champions for the Bengals and push the Bengals agenda or anything. I'm just asking them to completely report what's fucking accurate. Yes, Trey Hendrickson's not signed. I want him to be signed. But he's a guy that's almost 31 years old. They're wondering if it's a smart investment to lock him in long term. Shamar Stewart. Abdul Carter has the same language in his contract as Shamar Stewart. But all of the talking heads on ESPN for like a week were like, oh, what are the Bengals trying to do? They're trying to add this. They're trying to add that. Adam Schefter gets on McAfee and is like, nobody else is doing this. And then a couple weeks later, Rappaport's like, yeah, lots of teams have this. So like, I'm not trying to be this, feel sorry for our team or anything, but I do think that it is just something that they could look into just a little bit more, just to say what actually is happening. And then when Bengals fans reply to them and tell them what's happening, stop saying that they're sensitive and blah, blah, blah. No, we're just trying to educate you on what the actual facts of the situation are. Why aren't people shitting on the Pittsburgh Steelers for their big fight with TJ Watt right now? After George Pickens left and started leaving social media comments everywhere about how cheap the organization in Pittsburgh is. Now I get it. They have Super Bowl trophies that they can lean on. They can lean on their Super Bowl trophies. I completely understand that. They have a history of success to an extent. They haven't done shit in the last 10 years. So when are they going to get that criticism? So this is just my soapbox saying, if anybody from a big network were to happen to see this, I would advise you to A, do a little bit more research, or B, if you want to learn a little bit more about the things you're talking to, reach out to somebody like myself or like one of the Bengals reporters or somebody who actually follows this shit on an everyday basis, and maybe they can just educate you on the subject a little bit more. So that's my soapbox situation for the evening. Mike says I need a hat. When I get a haircut, I only have a few days to show it off before it starts to look kind of like shit again. So I thought I would just kind of power through and use the haircut window to my advantage and go hatless today. Chad says, I go to a few games a year, but all my contributions are felt in the concession stands. Yeah, dude, beers ain't cheap. And, I don't know who I need to talk to about this. I don't know if I can talk to anybody about this. If anybody can point me in the right direction of the person I could speak to about this, I would love it, because I will not rest until I can drink an ice cold garage beer inside of Paycor Stadium. What are we doing? How is this not available for $37 or whatever they charge for a beer now? Who do I talk to at Paycor Stadium to get garage beer in the door? I will not rest until I can buy a garage beer at Paycor Stadium. So if anybody has a contact or who I need to speak with in the concessions department, the stadium department, if anybody got Katie Blackburn's burner account, actually, I think she has a regular account. Anybody I can reach out to. I think that you would have a better fan experience if people could buy ice cold garage beers while we watch Joe Burrow throw touchdown passes to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's just put it out there, throw it out on the internet, see if we can get any traction. Garage beer, Paycor Stadium absolutely needs to happen. It's a good time to tell you that this show is brought to you by Garage Beer. Got Ron's name on the screen for you because I forgot to put the other ad up. You can buy this beer at any gas station, grocery store, restaurant, bar that is on the beer finder at drinkgaragebeer.com. Go to www.drinkgaragebeer.com. Enter your zip code. It'll tell you anywhere you can buy this delicious beer flavored beer. It's my job to get beer flavored beer into the hands of as many people as I possibly can because I feel like that's what I was put on this earth to do. I feel like it's my calling in life. Now, I'm not trying to push alcoholism. If you have an alcohol problem, maybe avoid it. But I'm just trying to let you know, one of these bad boys right here, best way to end a day. Best way to end a day. See that? Ad read. Done. Professional program. Better lighting, I've been told. I've been told my lighting looks good compared to how it used to be. So, we got to love that. Now we got a couple of these. Dad sent one earlier. Said I would have kicked ass at the beer bowl. And, like I said, when I watched some of the clips that I saw on the internet, my buddy Chad and I, we would have dominated. There's not a question in my mind. It's unfortunate the way things worked out. I didn't win $25,000 because we each would have split 50. And there was a reason for it. I don't know what it is, but the universe didn't want me out there. Maybe they didn't want me to embarrass people. I'm not sure. Dad also said, let's set up a protest outside of the stadium for them to get garage beer. Great beer for the pool. Dad and Lisa, my stepmother, have a great back patio and then deck tiki bar pool combo. I actually just had my daughter's birthday party there this past Sunday. Shout out to them for letting me use it. And they keep the garage beer stocked. And it is a great beer pool. Great pool beer. My pool will be installed, I believe, this week. I just had a guy dump 3.5 tons of sand in my backyard. So I'm hoping to get the pool up this week from what the pool installer company has said. And then I will float my fat ass on a raft and drink these things right in my own backyard. All right. Ad read is done. Everybody knows we love garage beer. My lighting is getting some grown folk activities after the show tonight, boys. I paid the money for, let's see if we can do this, for the big dog lights. I got the big boys because you guys deserve it. Honestly, you guys deserve to see this in the best lighting that I could possibly provide it to you in. I got a new desk in here. Got a bunch of space over here. Not sure exactly what to do with it yet, but we'll figure that out. Let's see what we got. I love tuning the show. Drew ranting about garage beer. Anytime you pop in, there's a high chance that's what you're going to see. I do it in my daily life. I do it on Twitter. I do it on the show. What can I say, man? They got the hold on me. Dad is built brilliant. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. Great beer pool. Great pool beer. There we go. I like that. There she is saying I look good in the chat again. It looks like I'm pressing all the right buttons with the lights here, getting the wife all revved up. Fancy diffusers, yeah, it's some sort of cloth situation on there. It's got a remote. See, I turn them off, look like shit. Turn them on, bam, we're back. Look like shit, bam, we're back. Shout out to Amazon, like $70. That's Ron's prop table. Yeah, he would have grenades and military goggles and helmets and shit all right there. I got to step it up. What would you do if someone said no to Trey Henderson or no to garage beer for 2 weeks? Oh, boy, that's tough. Are those the kind of people you really want in your life? that's really the question. I just bumped my camera. I bought a new camera stand. It didn't get delivered till like 20 minutes ago, so I couldn't set it up. Drink garage beer is a daily. It is. It's got just Vic is all about confirming activities. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Garage beer is a great daily beer. It's light enough that it doesn't make you feel like shit, but it's just so crisp, so smooth, so refreshing. With the light off, you look like Buffalo Bill. Let's keep that lighting going. Yeah. It's a weird situation. So when we're looking to move into this house, I see the picture of this room. Like this brick is all already there. It's not like brick. It's like that thick wood stuff that looks like brick. And I'm like, yo, there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. There's a studio room downstairs. There's a living area downstairs. There's a room for our kids' toy room upstairs. Like this is everything that we need. So that's this room is a big part of why I'm here. There's a wall over there. It's a full mirror. I don't know really what to do with that, but that's just kind of the way it is. But yeah, so the lighting was a situation that we had to really, really kind of dial in on though. So I had to buy the bigger lights. He did get me a pool within a month of being here. Boys, I might have a shot this evening. Probably not, but I might. Red Sox draw first blood. You hate to see it. That was a tough night last night. I put a bet. The Reds got down 7-0 last night. I hopped on BetJack Ohio Sportsbook and I put a $25 Reds money line on. And they started hitting. I'm like, oh shit, I was gonna win like $850 if they were on. And then things just went to shit. And I hope that's not how it happens tonight. Tough night for Chase Burns for his second start. You get poor guy. First start's the Yankees, second start Red Sox in Fenway. Ate him up. Guys are falling down. Ellie can't stay on his feet. Friedel can't stay on his feet. It was just things just did not get going. This is an interesting text from Dad. Mirrors and sex, good combo. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know how to expand on that, but I mean, God, might boost numbers. You never know. What would boost numbers? Me doing? You want me to take my clothes off? Speaking of that, hit the like button. She's right. You could like the stream if you could. Gritty button at the finish. I like that a lot. I like that. Or you guys want it now? We got it. It's a great transition. It's a great video to transition to a segment because all you got to do is just be like, hey, all we need is this.
Second of the season. And the Bengals go up again.
Just never gets old. After I was talking about garage beer, have you guys seen the beer bed? Who's entered to win the garage beer bed? One of the funniest marketing campaigns I've ever seen. You know what? If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it because this is just too good to not see.
The following is a paid promotion by Garage Beer.
Are you tired of being tired and thirsty? Introducing the latest breakthrough in suds and sleep technology, the Beer Bed by Garage Beer. It's like a water bed, but better. Because it's not water, it's beer.
Bro, why would I ever leave my bed again? Oh, touchdown to Flavortown.
Simply crack, twist, and pour. It takes about 85 to 8,500 beers to fill your beer bed, so stock up and maybe stretch. The Garage Beer Beer Bed, the only bed that says, you earned this, you sleepy little legend.
The Garage Beer Beer Bed. Beer-flavored beer. And now, beer-flavored bed. The Garage Beer Beer Bed seen in this video is the only Garage Beer Beer Bed available. To win, enter via Garage Beer social media channels. Federal law prohibits the shipment of a mattress filled with beer, so instead you will receive a brand new mattress, kegerator, and Garage Beer Bed frame.
So the way that works is if you were to win that, it's unfortunately not actually a beer-filled bed because that's illegal. But they will send you a new mattress, a Garage Beer headboard with the taps in it, and a kegerator. So I am probably not eligible to win, but you guys are. So check out the Garage Beer social media channels. Enter for a chance to win the beer bed. And if you get it, I would like to lay on it. Don't make it weird. I'm locked in. Don't make it a thing. I'm just saying, if you win the beer bed, I want to experience the beer bed. And it's just the 90s vibe, the 90s infomercial vibe. Really, really good job by the Garage Beer team. I really like that a lot. Beer, bed, beer, boobs, and booty. What more do you need? I mean, what a combo. What, they won't fill it for me? They're going to send you a Casper mattress, but the bed frame will have the taps on it, and they will be functional because you will get a kegerator as well. I'm assuming they'll give you the beer too. But man, what a great marketing campaign. I want a beer bed. I hate my bed now. I look at my bed, I'm like, fuck that bed. It's not a beer bed. I want a beer bed. Just a regular old bed. Stupid. Anyway, did you guys see what was going on with Dylan Fairchild? Holy shit. Dylan Fairchild is about that life. We knew he was a champion wrestler back in the day. We knew he was going to be a dog, but did we know that he was just going to hop in the octagon with MMA legend Sean Strickland, just start throwing him around? Did you guys see that shit? Look at this shit. Oh, gotcha. This is a champ he's fighting. Look at the move. Big guy, what's the move? Got him. You can tell he wrestles. You can definitely tell he wrestles. Guy's a dog, dude. He's going to be so good. He's your starting left guard right now. I know that. But, oh, my God. If the Bengals pay that man right, he'll be a dog here for 15 years. I mean, just moving like that for a guy his size, and people were like, well, you're not factoring in that they're in two different weight classes. Who gives a shit? That's an MMA fighter against an NFL offensive lineman. And he's moving like that. He's making the moves. He's taking the guy down like that. I didn't think I could get higher on Dylan Fairchild, and then I saw that video, and I am that much higher on Dylan Fairchild. This guy is going to be a monster. Didn't allow a sack for 2 years in the SEC, and now you just throw him in the octagon, and he's throwing dudes around? Give me a fucking break, dude. We finally figured it out. We got a left guard. It's him. We got a left guard. Threw him around like a rag doll, says Katie. Shout out to Katie. That is absolutely true. He is going to be a beast, Tony. What a display of technique that relates to football. It does. It's all about leverage and all that shit. That shit does translate to football. When I was coaching football, 2018 WOJFC third grade champion, no big deal. The football players that I had that were also wrestlers were better football players. So it all translates, and that continues throughout your entire life. Fairchild said, give me a spot, I'll see you in the octagon. Yeah, he's going to win. Georgia dog. Yeah, he's a dog in every sense of the word. And yeah, the lighter guy should be faster. But no, let's not. Sean Strickland's a little bit older. He's not, deep in the game anymore. But that's still impressive, because if I was in the octagon with an old washed up UFC fighter, I'd get the shit kicked out of me. So I'm very, very excited to watch what Dylan Fairchild's able to do. I think we're going to finally feel comfortable with the left guard position very, very quickly. Pretty tough start for him, facing Cleveland's defensive line on the road as his first start. Their D-line can get after it. They may not score any points. They got 75 quarterbacks. I don't know if any of them are good, but their defensive line is good. Myles Garrett's a dog. They got Mason Graham, my boy from Michigan. Shout out. Fucking hate you now. So they've got guys out there. So it's going to be kind of throwing them into the fire, sort of like Cordell Volson's first start a few years ago. Hey, here's Cam Hayward. Fucking figure it out. But we waited too long for Cordell Volson to come into his own, and he just never did. So that's Dylan Fairchild's job now. And I'm very, very happy about that. Honestly, Zeus, Mims, Karras, Fairchild, I swear right now, the one Achilles heel of the entire offensive line is at right guard. Everyone is still available. When Big Tiger's talking about everyone, he's talking about like the Will Hernandezes of the world, the Dalton Risners of the world. I think Brandon Scherf's still out there if he hadn't retired. I don't think they're going to. I think you're in a battle with Oh my God, I said Cordy, not Cordy Glenn. Fuck Cordy Glenn. I'm sorry. A competition with Cody Ford and Lucas Patrick. I have been high on Cody Ford in the past, and I remain high on Cody Ford. I think he's got the highest upside there. But that's definitely going to be a battle to watch in camp. This show stinks. There's a Bengal Morian. He probably can't hear me because I believe he's at Fenway Park. But I'm glad to have you hop in. Is Phelps the exception? Swimmers are terrible at land sports. I could see that. Tony's our resident swimming expert here on the show. I got something in my eye. He's our swimming expert. So if we ever need a swimming correspondent, we're going to have to bring Tony on the show. Guy knows everything about it. Ray-Ban Ron has entered the chat. He did flex with the Ray-Bans last week. I hear you. Thanks for holding it down while I'm being a bad co-host. Yeah, you just go party, enjoy yourself, enjoy your summer, gallivanting around Boston, eating Boston cream pies. I don't know what they have out there, and I'll hold it down here. Don't worry. Phelps has arms are like 27 feet long. Yeah, Michael Phelps, real good with a bong in front of him too. Got to take a big old rip, and it won't matter. So we're just kind of chugging along, pretty dead time in the off season. I did see this, and it was also it was pretty concerning. I saw this right before the show. Most brutal stat you'll read today. Joe Burrow has been blitzed at the number one lowest rate of any quarterback in the last 4 years. That means teams blitzed him the least of any quarterbacks in the league over the last 4 years. But he has been hit within 2.5 seconds of the snap at the number one highest rate. Burrow has been hit within 2.5 seconds, 25% more than the second most hit quarterback in the NFL. And that's a good segue from talking about the offensive line because they've got to figure it the fuck out. I think they figured it out at left tackle and right tackle. Shout out to Malik Wright. If you haven't seen his sit-down interview with Orlando Brown Jr., it was very, very good. It's on his YouTube channel. Check out TWSN. And then he spoke very highly in that interview of Amarius Mims and the step that Mims is going to take from year 1 to 2 sounds like it's going to be a big one based on what Zeus said. So if you haven't checked that out, please go check out Malik's interview with him. That is dope. He had one with T. Higgins. He got Orlando Brown Jr. He's got Joe Mixon coming down the pipeline. I believe that drops tomorrow. So I know you guys all know who Malik is, but if you're not lock in with the guy. But this stat is a very, very good segue from talking about the offensive line because this shit just can't happen. Look at the success Burrow had last year while this was happening to him. He just played the best football of his entire career. The guy was playing out of his mind and running for his life half the time. Got to get it figured the fuck out. Got to. New O-line coach, couple new guys. Got to figure it out in camp. I'm with most of the people. I would sign more vets. Bring all the talent you can into training camp and tell them to battle it out. Sign them. I mean, it's fucking July 1st. These guys aren't asking for big money if they're still on the market. Get them in there and say, go to camp, fight your ass off for this right guard spot. Give me the best guy that I can put out there this year, and let's go win this fucking Super Bowl. That's what I would do. Let's go back to the chat, see what the chat has. I rely on you guys a lot. When I'm solo here. It's all good around. You're not glitching here. I don't think I'm glitching today. I think my glitch has been fine. I think. We're set at literally everything. Receivers, tight end, backfield, 80% of the offensive line. We just need a good right guard. I agree. They definitely have to figure that out. I blame Rod for what's happening to the Reds. Yeah, they're already down 2-0. You don't love to see it. He's reporting Nick. So appeal that to YouTube. I got your back, Nick. He murders blitzes, though. You can't zero me. That's true. I think he is still the top-rated quarterback against the blitz. Teams don't like to do it. It just feels like he's blitzed every snap. You're right, Fraber. It feels like it, but it's just regular old 4-man pressure. You don't love that. And yeah, you don't need to blitz when you guys got guys that can get in there that fast. Warren Sharp blocked you. What'd you do to Warren Sharp? I've never had a beef with Warren Sharp. I did get blocked by Chris Canny, though. Fuck you, Chris Canny. Have you forgotten about Trent Brown? Can't believe he was a starting right tackle last year. He never really got a chance to get going. He popped an Achilles, I believe. I think he went back to Houston I think he spent some time in Houston or previously. I think he's with Houston now. But that just kind of opened the door for Amarius Mims to kind of take the snaps, get the reps that he needed. He was an unproven guy, kind of. He didn't have a lot of college snaps, similar to another unproven guy that won't sign a fucking injury waiver to get to practice, but the team needs to just go ahead and, figure something out with him. But Shamar Stewart, buddy, if Bill Carter has this in his contract, you should probably take it too. Chat definitely has ADHD, and I'm here for it. That's what this show is. This show has ADHD. That's kind of what we do. Tony says I had no audio glitches. Vaguely paying attention to the video. I've been told that my lighting looks good. So I think that we're making progress. We're taking a step from last week. There is a chat, Tony. There is a chat. You said that in the chat. Wait a minute. Shout out to the Neurospicy boys in the chat. Teddy K did have high praise for Lucas Patrick. Lucas Patrick is a guy that's been around the league, I think, 10 years, maybe 11 years. So, he's seen a lot of football. He's played lots of football. He's got a good amount of starts under his belt. So he's a guy that knows what he's doing. I think Cody Ford has more talent than him, kind of on the overall. But he's definitely right in there to win the starting spot. Girl, you better quit playing in the chat. Stop. Don't touch me there. This is my no square. Okay? Chill out. Teddy K likes him. I'm 100% behind him. Yeah. Hey, if Ted Karras likes a guy, I'm pretty much going to like a guy too. This is a family show, though. Some, kids might watch this if their parents are cool. He said she's in heat. Bingo should have gone live with the Reds game and gave us live updates in real time. I think there's a law against that. I don't think that's legal. Don't take up a singing career. Why? Because I said don't touch me there. This is my no square. In the show, we understand. The toddler's still up, buddy. There ain't nothing happening. This house is run by a 4-year-old. This is awesome. This is great. I love these chat shows. Obviously I wish Ron was here with me, but I like to just kind of bullshit and hit it off with the chat. Tony, that wasn't my best. This isn't the best acoustic environment. Okay. There's an echo problem I'm still working on. I got soundproofing everywhere. I need to get a rug. I can't get too far from the mic. This isn't the proper acoustic environment to really show off my singing abilities. Tyler has her musical instruments out dancing. No peace here. Yeah, got some musical instruments for her birthday. Big hit. Got a new rug for her room. Big hit. Shout out Dad and Lisa, a.k.a. Gramps and Gigi. She was playing with the blocks they got her on her new rug and just passed out last night. I'm like, all right, kid, we got to get in the bed. We can't sleep on the rug. Great rug. You love the way it feels. It's awesome. Looks great in your room, but we got to put you in the bed. Got to put you in the bed. Hunter, my 5-year-old was in the car with me from the chiropractor and saw Drew's face. Her question, isn't this the guy that says fuck a lot, Dad? Yes, sweetheart. I hope that's true. Did she say the word or did she say, is this the guy that says the F word a lot? I hope she said, isn't that the guy that says fuck a lot? Because that just shows that I've made an impact on a child's life. And that's a very humbling thing. The glow from this man knowing he's getting boys, it's not a sure thing, boys. She said the fucking word. I love that. Shout out Hunter. I don't know how you feel about that or me as a parent because that happened to you, but I find that to be fucking awesome. I think that's great. I'm a big proponent of, kids need to know what these words mean. There's just a time and place for them. You can't just be running around spouting them off. But, there's a time and place for everything. Hunter guest appearance. I think you got to sign waivers and stuff like that. But, if John's comfortable with it, we can make it happen. I'm down for that. Uh-oh. I felt the buzz. Dad says to put the rug in Aubrey's bed. We could. Actually, you guys got pillows for her mother. That are a similar feel of the rug, and Aubrey has stolen those. They're now her pillows. So she likes the is that a shag type feel? I don't know what to call it, but she enjoys it. She enjoys it quite a bit. Hunter needs a segment. I like that. Paps eats that shit up. He loves it. Good, good, good. I got them for one night. I don't know what she has for one night. I don't know what that. Oh, the pillows. Yeah, she only had the pillows for one night. Kid stole them. Be careful what you wish for tonight. This show would last 3 hours. Hey, I got nothing but time, buddy. I got nothing but time. I got a bunch of cold garage beer in the fridge. Beautiful new studio setup. Good lighting. Actually plugged my computer in this week so it didn't die mid-show like it did last week. I'm ready for whatever. I'm really ready for absolutely whatever. And then there was some more talk about the Trey Hendrickson situation today. This came out today. This is Joe Burrow was on Radio Row before the Super Bowl saying pay T, pay Jamar, pay Mike Gesicki, pay Trey. And they've done 3 of the 4 so far. This is from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, said he checked with the sources, and Joe Burrow is not pissed off at the Bengals for their handling of the Trey Hendrickson situation. The quote says, I checked with the source, and I was told that Burrow really doesn't blame people behind the scenes, front offices, coaching staff, other players when it comes to football operations. He puts it all on his shoulders and says, hey, we have to get this done. I'm the quarterback of this franchise. Let's do it. But he does acknowledge that it is a distraction, that getting Hendrickson done is important. Now, Burrow has stumped publicly for Trey getting paid. He did the same for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and those guys got taken care of. So the hope for the Bengals blueprint is that Hendrickson is the 3rd star that they pay. They are dedicated to it, but they're having their limits right now, and that's the issue. So they have limits on how much guaranteed money they're willing to give them, how long they're willing to sign them for, and what the APY is. And I want it to get done. I think the Bengals should get it done. But I can understand maybe their hesitancy for it because who knows? The guy could fall off a cliff post 30. I don't think that. I think that he's got at least 2 to 3 elite years left. And if you pay him now, and he is still the 17.5 sack guy next year that he always has been, and you go get a Super Bowl, I don't care if he sucks for the last 3 or 4 years of the deal. It really doesn't matter to me. Get the guy paid and let's go get it because the defense absolutely needs him. But it is nice to know that Joe Burrow is not getting real pissed off behind the scenes and, getting pissed at the front office. And is that going to cause an issue when training camp rolls around if Trey's not taken care of, this, that, and the third? I'm glad to know that Burrow's like, hey, not mad at you. I hope you get it done, but I get it. So that was good to see. That is reporting from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, one of the big media reporters that I think doesn't completely stink. So I like to read his stuff. Charlie Goldsmith's another good one. I try to feature Charlie Goldsmith content on the show quite a bit because I really like Charlie and the work that he does. So that is, that's good to hear. Obviously, we still hope it gets done, but we don't want Joe Burrow pissed off at the front office because those contracts get signed and everybody's excited, but it seems like the end of them comes up a little bit quicker. And last thing we need is Joey Burrow talking about maybe I don't want to be here. That would make me mentally unstable. I actually will out myself that Joe Burrow posted an Instagram story today, actually, and I just replied to it and said, I love you. It does not appear that he has opened that message, but I just felt the need to tell him today. So keep you posted on if there's a response. There probably won't be. But yes, Charlie's great, Breezy. We love Charlie. I'm sure I'd miss the live. It'll be swim, baseball, gymnastics season. Tony, you don't have to be such a present father all the time. You can ignore your kids, watch the show, kick back, relax, enjoy yourself a little bit. You don't have to show up all the time. I'm just kidding, Tony. You're a great dad. Great dude. We're glad to have you here when we can have you here. Chat needs to meet Hunter. We might need to meet Hunter. Have I met Hunter? I don't think I have. I think the only times I've seen Johnny, she hasn't been there. At the yacht club, at the draft event. No, she was there. She won the garage beer cooler. Coolest kid ever. I hope she took it to school. I did meet Hunter at the draft party, the Project Game Day draft event. I did. Invite Joe to join you in the beer bed. Hey, if he's down, I'm down. Doesn't have to be weird. Just a couple dudes laying in bed drinking beer. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But to wind down this segment, I'm glad Joe Burrow's not sitting there getting pissy at Katie, Troy, and anybody else in the front office. But what we did see was the entire AFC North retool their defense, retool their defensive back rooms this offseason to try to stop one man that you'll see there on your screen. That's Jamar Chase catching a bomb in the Super Bowl over Jalen Ramsey, the Pittsburgh Steelers' newest cornerback that they acquired in a trade with the Miami Dolphins. In that trade, they also got Jonnu Smith in the deal and traded Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins, the team that drafted him in 2018. So he goes back to where it started. And I'm going to be honest with you. Minkah's really the only defensive back from Pittsburgh that's ever given Joe Burrow any trouble. Minkah picked off Burrow like 3 times that week 1 when Burrow was coming off the appendix. And Jalen Ramsey isn't Jalen Ramsey anymore. He's still good. He's still a top 20 corner or whatever. But Jamar Chase is looking at these dudes like food. The Ravens brought in Jair Alexander. Pittsburgh's also brought in Darius Slay. So it's kind of a retirement home vibe in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers' old ass. And now the Jalen Ramsey, the Darius Slays. And Jamar Chase put out a tweet that said every week it gets better and better. That means he wants all the smoke. He's not running from any of this shit. Yeah, he got paid. He got his paycheck, but he's not running from any of this. And I can't wait. I can't wait to just dismantle Pittsburgh's hopes the first time they trot out that new defense. Joey Porter Jr. stinks. Fuck his dad too. Darius Slay, old. Jalen Ramsey, getting old. Still a solid corner, but he's not the Jalen Ramsey of old. He's not the Jalen Ramsey that was as good as he was at the top of his game when A.J. Green threw him on the ground, started beating the shit out of him. If he wasn't wearing his helmet, A.J. would have whooped his ass. I don't agree with punching the helmet. Going to hurt your hand. But A.J. whooped his ass if that was a street fight. So I love to see Jamar Chase just kind of getting in front of it, saying, it gets better every week. He's up for the challenge, and I think he's going to make Jalen Ramsey look foolish, and I can't wait for it. Cincy Unfiltered Daddy-Daughter Day. Can we get like juice boxes that look like garage beers, but they're actually just juice? Can we do that? I bet we have the technology. Somebody can figure it out. Garage beer plus Batmobile equals hotness level never achieved before. Joe Burrow does have a Batmobile. I bet you if he reached out to Garage Beer and said he wanted a beer bed, they would make a second one and give it straight to Joey Burrow. If I had to guess, I would. I mean, if that guy asked for a beer bed, what are you going to do? Say no? I doubt it. Well, let's see. We've done the beer bed. We've done Dylan Fairchild beating the shit. Well, not beating the shit, but throwing Sean Strickland around. We've talked about the stadium. We've talked about Jamar Chase. We've talked about Burrow and Hendrickson. We really talked about everything. What we got? 13 minutes. Open it up. Chat Q&A. After the Burrow Gritty, chat Q&A. You ask questions, I will answer.
Second of the season. And the Bengals go up again.
Chat Q&A. Closing out the show. What are we going to do? Jamar used this emoji, but he's using this emoji. You guys are building my hopes up in the chat. Don't do it. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate her giving me public compliments. It's nice to know that I am still at the top of my game. I always look better in a hoodie because people can't tell if I'm fat or buff under this. So I just like to assume everybody thinks I'm buff. But if you ask the internet, I'm a big fat slob. Still haven't had a real good internet slander lately. Let's check the Twitter mentions, see if anything's going here. Ask me, whoa. What does this mean? What if Joey B is in your jaws? Dad, I'm not sure what that means. It sounds explicit. Sounds sort of erotic. But I'm not necessarily sure I know exactly what that means. This is a family program. All right. I've towed the line a little bit already tonight. It's a family program. When will the first Drew Sample anytime touchdown bet drop? That will drop on week 1. I will be betting that every week again this season, $20 every single game on the Drew Sample anytime touchdown. 2 years ago it was profitable. Last season, not so much. But I am a Drew Sample stan. I believe in Drew Sample. I love Drew Sample. The Bengals are better when Drew Sample is involved. Why don't we? I need everybody watching this to hop on Twitter and tag Drew Sample at DrewCal89, DrEWCAL89. Hop on there. Tell him he needs to come on the show. We need Drew Sample on this show. If there's one creator in the Bengals space that deserves to talk to Drew Sample for a little bit, I believe it's myself. I got his autographed rookie card. I'm gonna get a Drew Sample jersey before this year. I might pull up to the home opener, open in orange against the Jags in an orange Drew Sample jersey. You just never know. They did put that out there today. They're going to do the all orange uniforms, first home game, week 2 against the Jags. Open in orange is a tradition now. A lot of people have bad memories of the all orange uniforms losing to the Patriots week 1 last year, and I completely get that. But the only way to get that taste out of your mouth is to slap them on, beat the hell out of Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, and then have a fond memory of the all orange uniforms. If Drew Sample goes tutty in the first game, the Discord is going to erupt. It has, and I am again apologizing for not being a good enough Discord member. We moved, very, very stressful process. Went straight into beer bowl. All that fell apart. Went straight into kids' birthday party. So it's been a hell of a couple weeks in the Garrison household. I'm looking forward to locking into the Discord more. Yeah, Tony, tag him in here. Maybe he has a YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if he does. Tell the Wilsons. Tell the Wilsons what? To have Drew Sample come on? I feel like that's wrong. I did bid on Logan Wilson's auction today. You can check that out on his Twitter. They've got a lot of golf items. I bid on a pair of golf shoes today. I have not gotten a text that I've been outbid. So I may get the golf shoes. Jordan golf shoes, black and gray, pretty dope. I'm not going to tell you which size, because there's multiple sizes, and I don't want you guys in there running the price up. Opening orange is a bad memory, but we're gonna fix that week 2 this year. We got one tag to Drew Cal. Shout out Wedge. We got Drew Sample tagged already. Need Drew Sample on the program. Big Drew Sample guy. He probably sees it every week. He tweets out game day every week. His Twitter is just at Drew Cal. There is no 89. I think that is on Instagram. His Twitter is just at Drew Cal. So good call out by the wife there. He tweets out game day every game day. Just a guy that loves ball. I always quote tweet it with my bet slip for the anytime touchdown bet. Drew Sample knows I exist, I would like to think. And I'd like to talk to him. Guy's a dog. Which away game are you excited about / traveling to? There has been some talk of going to week 1 in Cleveland. I don't know if that will officially happen yet or not, but there have been talks about me and my buddy who's a Browns fan going to Cleveland for that. People talk bad about Cleveland because, they stink and their owner's a scumbag, and the football team's just been a complete fucking laughingstock for like 30 years. But I've had good experiences at Cleveland games. I've been there a few times, and I've always had a good time. Now, people will talk some shit to you. There's a guy with a microphone telling me to go fuck myself. I can take that. I sat in the dog pound area one year where they say, that's the roughest. Guys around me, great guys. Guys behind me, great guys. Cop caught me pouring liquor in a pop cup. Just laughed, asked if I was driving. I said no. Pretty sure I drove. But I've had a good time. I did have one near altercation after the Bengals lost there. I think 2014, maybe 2013. Guy just kept talking, ha, ha, ha. And then he started grabbing me. I'm like, don't fucking touch me, dog. You can talk shit. Don't touch me. But other than that, I've actually had a pretty good time in Cleveland every time I've gone up there. But looking at the schedule here, week 1 could be fun. I'm probably not going to go to Minnesota. Probably not going to go to Denver. I kind of would like to go to Green Bay to see Lambeau. It's not going to be terribly cold middle of October. I could possibly do that. Then, you got the Jets at home for the Ring of Honor game. The Bears will be at home. Pittsburgh, I've never been to Pittsburgh. I would like to go to Pittsburgh. But, man, I get a little rowdy in those games. I'd have to have, a few people with me just in case shit got sticky, because I I get to talking shit during the Pittsburgh games. I hate them more than probably hate anything. I've been to Buffalo before. That's a good time. I went in the divisional round when we just beat the shit out of them. That's a good place to go. Not too big on going to Miami because it's right around Christmas, and I just have no desire to go to the beach. Week 1's on the radar. Lambeau would be a cool one to go to, but you got to look at the childcare situation, when the schedule falls, what else is going on in life. So lots of things you need to take a look at. But there's Isaiah Walker. Bengals had the best offseason the AFC defense was. I like that. There's just a lot going on the old Twitter feed, and I love that. It happens. It happens every now and then. But yeah, man, I'm excited to possibly go to. If you're going to Cleveland, I'm going to Cleveland for the Haunted Diner. Is that rolling around that time? Because I think if I go, you go, right? I think that's kind of how we had planned it. If you need who they back up, let me and the boys know. Y'all want to roll out to Pittsburgh? Dude, I'm down. I'm down to go to Pittsburgh. T. Brookie, yeah, we actually talked about that a little bit ago. Showed the stat from Warren Sharp, man. That is rough. Miami for Christmas? Absolutely not. Group tickets from TickPick for the Lambeau trip? That is something that could be a good idea because you know that TickPick is the official ticket provider of Cincy Unfiltered. No fees. See what you pay. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be cheaper than all the other guys. You can scan the QR code on your screen and download the TickPick app, or you can just go download it. Use code Cincy10, save some money off your first purchase. And yeah, get the best price. Pay what you see. No bullshit. No extra fees. Nothing slipped in at the end to try to drive you up a little bit. Download the tickets right to your phone. Scan them at the gate if you got the iPhone like I do. Put them in the Apple Wallet. That way you don't have to worry about slow internet coverage. And yeah, you can get tickets to the Reds games, concerts, anything on TickPick, the official ticket provider of Cincy Unfiltered. And you know what? Maybe I could talk to TickPick and see if I can get some kind of group discount for a trip. I would be absolutely down for that. So shout out to TickPick. We're glad to be partnered with them. We're glad to have them as the official ticket provider of our show. And if you've used them, you know they're better than all the other guys. And if you haven't, it's time for you to learn. You guys have a blast. Just make sure I have snacks and a house project. Dude, every time I leave the house, this woman wants a project. And now we got a new house, new projects. There's paint fucking everywhere. I will say, I don't think I put it in the Discord. I don't think I actually posted it on Twitter. My wife took a wall in my new basement. I've wanted a basement for so long. I've worked my ass off to get a basement. I want to enjoy my basement. She painted the wall completely Bengal orange and then hand drew and hand painted black stripes on it, just like the helmet. It's the feature piece of the basement. It's the wall right behind where my chair is, where all of my TV viewing will go. I've got a 75-inch TV up here, 2 65s over here, and I'm putting a couple more on the other side. Shout out to my wife. I didn't know she had that in her bag. She started showing me some artwork that she used to do. She used to be a little artiste. I didn't know that about her. So yeah. Dog's barking up there. I don't know if you heard that or not. And we use Ron's wife for a travel agent. Boom. Is she a travel agent? I didn't know that. I wish that I could just go to every Bengals game. I wish I could just go to all the road games, all the home games and everything, but that's just there's a couple texts from Dad and texts from Dad's wife that aren't going to hit the air, but they're fucking funny. That was a good one, Dad. Vic Picasso, maybe? Dude, I need to put it on Twitter to give her proper flowers. I think I did send it in the Discord maybe last night, but dude, it's good. I did not know she had that in her bag. Who are you Venmoing? We can do that. She plans Disney vacations. I'm not going to Disney until I know for sure my kid is old enough to remember it. I'm not spending that money until I know she will remember it for the rest of her life. I've seen people go to Disney. I know people that go to Disney. I know how much it costs. We're not doing that until I know for sure she'll never, ever forget it. I remember when I went to Disney because I was probably 6 or 7 years old and I pissed my pants on Space Mountain. And my grandpa, shout out Granddad, rest in peace, I pissed my pants. And so he handed me a Sprite bottle. And he was like, carry that around. People will think you spilled it. Nobody thought that. Everybody knew I pissed my pants. But in my young age, he convinced me that people would just think I spilled my Sprite. Nope. I walked around the park covered in piss. But I soldiered up because that's what I'm about. It's 8 o'clock already. Holy shit. Time flies when you're having fun. Never pay the rat. I don't know what that means. Oh, is that Mickey? Mickey Mouse? K Breezy will never be caught dead at Disney. Never be caught dead at Disney. Lambo, get it rolling. See you in the Discord, boys. I would go to Lambo. I don't know. I don't know that I want to make that drive, but I don't know it. But we're a universal family. That's what she says. I've never been there. Oh, I have. I was a child. Well, no major tech issues. Seems like the echo has been fixed. Lighting's good. Things are moving along here very, very well. I appreciate all of you for being here. We got 720 some people watching this dumb show of me just talking into a camera and a microphone by myself, but I appreciate every single one of you guys. Fravor, I will try. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I'll give it a shot. There is a Harry Potter at Universal. That's what my wife's got her eyes on. She's I don't know. The people that like Harry Potter call themselves different shit in different groups, and she's one of them. I don't know what that means. Crypt Keeper, sorry, I'm late. You can start lower anytime you like. I can't do it. We're actually wrapping it up, Crypt Keeper, but I'm glad to have you here now before we get off. You can always rewind it, watch it, leave some comments, share it with somebody. Send this video to somebody and ruin their fucking night. You know what I'm saying? That helps us. There's all kinds of stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube. I don't know how to figure it the fuck out. I got a lot going on. So I probably should do better on that, but there's just only so many hours in a day. Pork Chop just found out what? What did you just find out, Pork Chop? What am I being congratulated on? Did I miss something? Is there something that I should be happy about and congratulated for? Did I do something cool that I didn't know? I'm checking the internets to make sure there weren't any tweets that I may have missed that said I did do something or should be congratulated, but I don't know. Or should he congratulate me on post-show grown folk activities? I don't know. But regardless, Chop, I don't know. I posted it on my Twitter. I didn't upload it here on the show, but I was actually apparently featured on the New Heights show before the Beer Bowl, and I just found out today. It was pretty cool to watch like Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce shouting me out, seeing my beer Olympics moves, the behind the back throws, all that stuff. That was pretty cool. And I'm locked in on 2026. I could sit and sulk and feel sorry for myself about the $50,000 that I definitely should have won this year, or I could just lock the fuck in and win that thing next year. And that's what I plan to do. And I'll show you how. It's because I do this. I love you all. We'll see you next week, hopefully with a better show, but probably not. Who dat?
Yo, boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Boys are ready to go. Boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show.